When someone you love leaves you without explanation, it feels like the ground has suddenly disappeared beneath your feet, casting doubt on everything you knew about them and the life you shared. The truth is, someone who decides to go away without saying anything leaves an unfillable hole with words alone. Each day becomes a battle to find clarity, a search to comprehend what went wrong and why they didn't say goodbye properly. The questions, the quiet, and the constant guessing game of why become all too familiar. The encounter is confusing. It shocks you to your very core and leaves you feeling empty, useless, and usually insecure. You find yourself attempting to decipher their words and behaviors, searching for hints you might have missed, and going over every element of your time together. It's easy to begin blaming yourself. Maybe you misspoke a phrase, misunderstood a gesture, or misinterpreted a glance. Not only is this self-examination unpleasant and draining, but it also leaves one feeling trapped in a maze with no way out. Lack of closure is one of the most frustrating aspects. There is no final conversation or emotional explanation to neatly conclude the situation and allow you to move forward. It's akin to reading a book and witnessing someone rip out the final chapters, leaving you with an illogical storyline and an incomplete conclusion. This ambiguity can prompt you to scrutinize everything, stoke your insecurities, and prompt you to ponder whether the unpredictability of love tales' endings or your own actions are to blame. Still, love is complicated and full of subtleties, shadows, and unspoken emotions. People often leave because they are too burdened to stay. They might be dealing with their problems and find themselves caught in their worries, unable to face the relationship honestly. It's often mentioned that we are unaware of the internal struggles people are facing, and their silence often reflects their troubles rather than their value. Still, knowing this does not lessen the suffering or cover the silence their absence left behind. Days pass one another. Your mind keeps running over memories that once made you happy, but now only accentuate the hurt. You remember the promises, the laughs, and the visions you two shared. They linger in the air like stopped time, cues of what might have been. Your entire life seemed to revolve around this person. Now that they are gone, it feels as though your heart is exposed, vulnerable to every gust of wind and every harsh truth that comes slamming through the damaged walls they left behind. Friends may advise you that you will move on. They will tell you that time cures all wounds and ultimately you will be better for it. While time can be a powerful healer, it cannot make the hurt go away. Rather, it allows you to live with the unresolved questions, the ghost of what once was, and the reality of what now is. Much like a tree grows around a deep scar in its trunk, you learn to bear the weight of that loss, which strengthens you, not necessarily because you have healed. It's all right to feel everything in those peaceful times when you're alone, when you're lying in bed gazing at the ceiling, or strolling with only your thoughts. Miss them, feel the pain of their absence, and question whether things could have been different. But don't forget to also feel for yourself, to see your strength for loving so profoundly and freely, and for boldly confronting this heartbreak. Though it's tempting to believe that someone leaving without cause indicates you were not worth the explanation, this is not the case. Your open and complete love says volumes about who you are personally. Someone ready to offer their heart to another and find beauty in vulnerability. While it's natural to want closure from the other person, occasionally the closure you need is not about them. It's about realizing that some things don't make sense, and that's good. Life will go on. Fresh events will transpire, and one day, maybe when you least expect it, you may discover the agony has dulled. Missing them will be less frequent and farther apart. Their absence will no longer be like a constant shade over your life. Without contrasting the future with the past, you will smile more readily, laugh without feeling guilty, and look forward to what it holds. Healing is finding a way to treasure the love you had without allowing it to define you. It is not about forgetting. Remember that their departure does not diminish your value. It does not take away the love you carry within you, even if the silence may always feel like a haunting echo. Take a deep breath and allow yourself to feel loss, cry, sorrow, and rage. But still, let yourself soar once more. Seek delight in little events. Piecemeal your life back together, knowing that love will find its way back to you. And when it happens, you will be ready, not with answers, but with an open heart ready to love once more, even after all the suffering. Life is, after all, a sequence of hellos and goodbyes, of individuals wandering in and out of your story, leaving traces both lovely and heartbreaking. Though the why may never be known and the stillness may linger, it is in learning to dance across uncertainty that you actually discover, and in that self-discovery, you come to realize that sometimes the most crucial love narrative of all is loving oneself through loss.